Hello, and welcome to Season 2 of Into the Shoujo-Verse. For everyone who's been with us so far, thank you for sticking with us through this journey. And for any new listeners, thank you so much for joining us. A lot of great episodes in Season 1 for you to binge. Episodes come out every Monday in the morning for the foreseeable future. To kick off Season 2, we would like to announce a giveaway related to today's episode about BL, Boys Love. We will be giving away one of MXTX's Danmei works. They're coming out in December, so we'll be pre-ordering them for you. Your choice. So to enter the giveaway, just follow us on Twitter, retweet our giveaway tweet. We are at the Shoujo-Verse. So again, just follow us on Twitter and retweet the giveaway tweet to enter. The contest will end on Halloween, and we'll be announcing the winner the very next day. So enjoy today's episode. Thanks so much for listening.
Today we are going to be talking about BL, Boys Love, Men, X-Men.
Sorry, did you phrase it like that?
I don't know.
What do they call it on Twitter? M/M? Is it?
MLM? Multi-level
Yeah,
marketing?
that's a pyramid scheme. Like on Twitter, they're like M/M? MLM?
Today we're joined we have Miso with us as well. Hi, Miso.
Hello. It's me again.
I'm gonna look up MLM really fast.
No, MLM's the pyramid scheme.
What's the one?
It's M/M.
MLM, meaning LGBT.
It's not MLM.
No, it is MLM. No, it is an MLM. Men loving men.
It's MLM?
Men loving men.
Nice. Well, now we know it has double meaning now.
But in this introduction about men, we will be talking about Boys Love. So some of you guys might be wondering, Boys Love and Shoujo, what? How do these two very separate things correlate to each other?
Well, a lot of BL tend to be targeted towards female audience, similar to shoujo, I guess.
And so as a result, a lot of shoujo manga, like magazines, also carry like BL manga. I think there's they used to be published a lot more in shoujo manga magazines. But now you see them, I think there's a lot more yaoi magazines and BL shonenai magazines compared to before.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them are also just published on the webtoon style.
Oh yeah, webtoons, and people I think Pixiv, right? There's stories on there now too.
I don't know. I don't really go on Pixiv, but
neither do I.
I
But sometimes people translate them,
I
so I see them through there.
I think some of them get picked up from Pixiv,
Mm-hmm. Like Rise wa Tanin Gai, the Yakuza one. I think that was originally on Pixiv, right?
I think so. I know
It has that art style, the digital art.
Yeah, it's that one, and there's also the one where what's the one where the series where the guy has no face, they're some sort of monster yokai thing.
Oh, that one. I know. I don't remember the title. That one is so good. I love that
I wish it was longer, but the one with the guy. Someone can comment down below what it was called. the guy with no face.
The yokai.
Something.
I think that might have been the title.
Yokai?
Somebody's also looking for it on Reddit.
Someone's.
It's called Ito-kun wa Koi wa Shiranai.
I quite like that series too.
But back to BL. Today's topic.
Our favorite topic.
BL manga is I think it's pretty much been there since the shoujo manga has been a thing, right? Just the one group, girls, year 24 group, right? Kind of pioneered.
I don't know my
BL
history.
They're I think they're one of the first people who made shoujo manga. They're kind of notable for shoujo manga itself. That's what they're known as, year 24. It's you know how Clamp has a bunch of different.
Oh, so this is the AKB 24 of manga. AKB 48.
Pretty much. Pretty much. And they're still alive too. Imagine being a 70-year-old woman known for making BL manga.
I mean, they made shoujo too, though.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like it's kind of different, like to write like straight romance versus like being like an older female that wrote like very
I
sexual
mean, okay, think about it.
homoerotic
Clamp, like when you think
fiction.
of Clamp, you think of like card captor Sakura and like Tsubasa Chronicles. But when you dig deeper,
Mhm.
you're like, wait, they were originally they wrote doujinshis, like BL doujinshis. And that's when you're like,
What did they even write? Like, what BL did they even write about? Like, were they shipping like Astro Boy and like somebody else together? Detective Conan. That's their doujin.
Detective Conan. Why would you say that?
Detective Conan Astro Boy.
That is like the
I just
most
didn't
like
think of the
ambitious
oldest manga
crossover
I
I've
know.
ever heard. The doujinshi. They had an 11 group member doujinshi circle. Just imagine writing a doujinshi of your homies. Like, that's just so
Isn't
funny.
that the dream life and making money off of it too?
And then being like very, very successful.
So are they like rich now? Or
Probably.
is
Oh, okay. Doujinshi of Captain Tsubasa and Saint Seiya. Like the soccer one, and then is he? I never watched Saint Seiya.
me neither. It's like it's older than me. No
Oh
offense to
yeah,
anybody who's here listening who's older. We love you.
that's an interesting choice of doujinshi, I must say.
I mean Saint Seiya, I guess. I don't know. What was it, Captain Tsubasa?
I mean, okay, and I guess I get the Captain Tsubasa because like it's soccer, all guys. It's similar to how like everyone ships everyone in Haikyuu and Free.
You're so the original BL ship from sports manga. Wait, is Captain Tsubasa like one of the first like sports manga?
I don't think it's the first one, but it's like one of the really old ones.
First sports manga.
I feel like sports
It,
manga produces a lot of doujinshi. I'm just gonna say it.
apparently, it's I mean, it makes sense. They're like a bunch of people in close proximity to each other. Um, and apparently, the first sports manga was like a judo manga series called Igaguri-kun by Eiichi Fukui, and that was published in 1952.
Now did it have doujinshi?
I bet you it does.
Yeah, I feel like
There's a new sports anime coming out, right? Like something blue, or has it already come out?
something
Lock.
blue.
Blue. I think Blue Lock.
Is it
Blue
the one where they're
something.
like? Is it water polo? Is it the water polo one?
No, it's soccer.
Oh, okay. I don't know it then. I know
Is
there's
there
like
a
a water polo.
one?
There's a water polo anime.
Water polo. I don't know. I just I accidentally opened up water polo like just itself when I was trying to Google. The guy's very muscular, but it just the helmets just make them look so dorky. Like
I
their little
mean,
hats.
you can't water
I
polo.
guess
Like, who watches water polo?
people who play water polo probably.
Yeah, but people who play water polo are probably like really rich, or it's
Yeah,
like their
it's
one-way entry into like a prestigious university.
literally get
It
into a
is,
very niche sport that nobody plays.
right? Water polo. Like no one talks about water polo.
Oh
And
wow! Somebody, I just saw a picture of a lady with like a bloody nose playing water polo for the USA women's team. I guess it's a very deadly sport. Be careful out there, water polo players. I
I
guess it
mean,
might be like how do you even is it like volleyball but with
isn't it like
water,
rugby but in water?
or is it like soccer but in water?
How would you play
No
soccer?
idea.
I don't think you kick it. I think you throw it. Maybe it's like handball, but in water.
Maybe because I see like in pictures there's a net.
Oh, it's probably handball then.
Does anybody play water polo? If you're listening, can you tell us about your sport?
I mean, you do you, man.
R
You keep playing your water polo.
R on YouTube. Do you play water polo?
Are you calling out like?
He's our number one fan, or is she? They are our number one fan. I need answers. Do you play water polo?
As I am, please cut this out.
Hey everyone, Asa here. I actually did play water polo in high school. So how do you play that sport? Well, yes, obviously you're not using your feet. You're using a process called egg beatering to tread water to stay afloat while you're in the pool. You can never touch the walls or the ground, except in some cases, I think the goalie can, but you have to keep yourself totally afloat the whole time. You throw the ball back and forth across the court and try and get it into the goal. So, yeah, it's a pretty simple sport, and I don't know where we got the idea that rich people only play water polo, because I am not rich. End of lesson on water polo. Thank you.
Actually, yeah, please do.
Please do. Sumo's going
Watch
crazy.
her not cut this out.
Watch us just be in it. Okay, back to, as Sumo likes to say it, men.
So, yeah, this group of women, the year 24 group pioneered the BL genre. Apparently, like, back then, or like, I mean, even now, they wanted to censor, like, explicit content, like, that featured rape, drug abuse, homosexuality, homophobia, etc., etc. And they wouldn't, like, a lot of publishers refused to publish this. But I guess, shoujo manga, or, like, shoujo magazines were more, like, liberal with, like, what were shown in their magazine. So that's why BL was also, like, shown in in shoujo magazines. The arts. Have you ever read Kaze Toki no Uta?
I have to Google that. Kaze what?
No. I read a bit of it. I couldn't really find that much of it.
Was it like one of the first ones published?
Yeah, it's one of the older ones. I don't want to say it's the first BL.
I mean, it definitely has like the
Oh, actually,
older...
no, yeah, this is actually better. Never mind. That is the first BL. Kaze, Toki no Uta.
It has like a very like
BL.
old manga.
Yeah, it has like
style.
that classic 70s, 60s art style. You
like
know,
the,
the sparkly eyes,
the
like
curly hair,
the Versailles Novara. I think that's what it's called. But it's very pretty. The art style. It's like the classic, dramatic art style with the sparkly eyes, the kind of roundish lips.
Should we just talk about what's our first BL?
Sure.
Well, I could list mine because I remember this very vividly. Because as a
change your life.
I would say to me it was kind of shocking in a way. Because like I was very young and like back then, you know, things were a bit more conservative and you didn't know much about like homosexuality. And then I was on this app that's no longer existing, if anyone remembers, Manga Rock.
Oh, rest in peace.
And like you browse like the top mangas, right? You just browse through it. So I found this manga. It's called like Prunus Girl, and basically the whole premise is like this guy falls in love at first sight with this other guy who is dressed as a female, and he thought it was a girl, and like he's like really pretty. And then throughout the entire series, you're like, is he a girl or is he a guy? And in the end, it's a guy. And I was like, what? That's all I remember.
I've only read like the beginning of it, since I already knew like he was a guy. Since I read spoilers, I couldn't finish it. But I remember it was for like they just drew him to look like a girl.
Yeah, I think it was really cute, and like as a young child, it was like, is he a guy? Is he a girl? I don't know. But like looking back, it's very obvious.
I honestly don't remember what my first BL was, since I was really into it in high school, like that genre. I guess if that's what it's called. And then I was like, I need to cut back on this. I can't just like focus on this too much. I'll be too much of a fujoshi. I didn't want to be a fujoshi.
Wow.
I wanted to diversify my things I read.
Diversify? I mean,
just sticks to shoujo.
Okay, to be fair, I think in high school I also had very similar taste to you, like reading a lot of BL. And then I think I started cutting back after high school, really, because I was like, I don't think I should just read one genre.
Especially BL. It's kind of weird to like just read stories about like people of the opposite gender, like, and just BL. I don't know why I just didn't read GL. I just read BL. No hate to GL. I'm sure like there's a lot of good ones.
I'm sure there is. I'm just not into it in the most like honest way possible.
I think I remember accidentally reading a yaoi by accident. And since I thought it was something else, and then I saw it, and I was like, this is too graphic. Then discovered Shonen Ai, which is like, not as graphic.
Oh yeah, you always start with like something kind of innocent, and then you dive in, and you're like, ew, this is gross, I don't want to see it, and then you keep reading it.
I still avoid like this very, very, what do you call it, the very smutty series. Yeah.
I don't mind reading either. I guess it really depends on the mood for me. Sometimes you want to read something innocent, sometimes you don't.
Oh, do you remember that the vampire one?
Which vampire?
That's I'm sorry, that didn't narrow anything.
Yeah, I was like, what vampire one? They're all there's so many. Oh, is it the one where like the guy has like a lot of excess blood or something?
Yeah. They had such a toxic relationship.
I think it was like a point that their relationship was just toxic, and then
no, I remember they got married at the end. I remember that, but like, webtoon. I think it was on Lehzin.
It's called like something bat.
I think it's My Pet Bat. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of to be fair, a lot of BL series relationship wise don't take advice from them. Like, it's always
there's a lot of
toxic.
Very non-consensual stuff is going on, which I really didn't like.
I didn't like it.
That's my least favorite part about a lot of like, because they just kind of do it, and then there's like a little bit of Stockholm syndrome going on, and like, oh my god, remember what was the one the webtoon BL that was so popular, but it's not not really a romance.
Killing Stalking?
Killing Stalking. Oh my god, I hated how much people were like shipping them. It's like, don't ship them. This is
oh yeah, people
okay.
like romanticize it, even though like there was nothing romantic, and like I think it was pretty clear that their relationship was just kind of like toxic. And
like all the fan art and stuff.
Yeah, there was nothing romantic in it. There's nothing romantic in the series.
And there wasn't even anything funny about the entire situation. Like I don't know. It was just people. It was really gross how much people were like, I don't know what to call it. Like just
shipping it.
Yeah. That was, I don't really care what people ship, but that one specific ship, no.
Yeah, like, I understand enjoying, like, some toxic relationship in fiction, but then that one was like, that relationship is not even romance, please don't romanticize it at all.
Yep, literally. Oh my god, another thing we shouldn't romanticize, super lovers. Oh. Oh god. If you super lovers, a manga series that is ongoing, it's been ongoing for a while. Unfortunately, it deals with incest, pedophilia. I want to say, okay, incest, kind of incest, kind of not incest. I say kind of, right? Because they're so. The main guy's mom, she adopts him, the other guy. But they're not blood related or anything.
Oh, okay, so it's like pseudo incest.
Yeah, it is pseudo incest, but like the kid's like half Japanese, or both half Japanese, half Canadian, something like that. I don't know.
Basically, it follows a very similar shoujo trope of older age gap thing, where someone
grooming to lovers.
Grooming to lovers, yes. It's I don't know why it's always like such a trope.
I guess because it's catered towards like young people, right? So you know how like I've never had a crush on a teacher, but I'm assuming like a lot of kids did, right?
I think so. I also think it's because like younger like teens or so are like, oh, having an older boyfriend or significant other in general is so cool and all that, right?
And like I think like as especially teens, they want to grow up really fast. They don't want to stay their age. They want to like do adult things and be treated as an adult and all that jazz. So I guess that's why they want to be like with their teacher or something. I don't know. Speaking of teachers, they did a. Do you remember like in Card Capture Sakura, that one girl like dated her teacher and they were like
They were
in middle
engaged.
school?
They were engaged, weren't they, or something?
Were they? I don't remember.
I just know like they made it sound like super innocent and like, oh, this is so normal, but like she's in middle school.
I mean, yeah. Do people end up engaged in middle school?
I mean, I can't.
Oh, there's a lot of groaning.
I really can't stand age gap. I think in BL it was pretty. Was there a lot of age?
There's
gap?
a lot of age gap.
I feel like there was, but I didn't read that many of age gap ones. Oh, there's that one. Shoot, what's the one?
There's Hitorijime, My Hero, or something.
Yeah,
like that.
The other couple.
Yeah. There's like a sequel, and then he ended up with like
the brother who's the teacher.
Yeah, and he had a crush on the teacher's brother, but it didn't work out. So somehow he ended up with the teacher. I mean, sometimes it's cute, but like, I can't stand them because like in real life it would just never work. Right? There's always like like, you know what I mean? Like, it just would never work. And I guess
I don't know. I feel like Hitorijime, My Hero, that one. Like I kind of read it sort of recently, like a couple months ago, again, and I'm just very uncomfortable the entire time because it feels like he's getting taken advantage of because he doesn't have a great home life and everything, and it's just he's in a.
And the teacher, like, it's admittedly he's like the manipulating type of person, right? Like you can see it happening. Like he's trying to like the high schooler didn't want to be with the teacher in the first place. The teacher kind of like coerced him into doing things.
Yeah, and I think in the beginning, or not in the beginning, but throughout the series, it's pretty obvious that they are like doing explicit things together. It's not like innocent hand holding, so you're kind of like very uncomfortable. No. It's just the dynamic is kind of uncomfortable for me.
I liked in Love yeah, it is Love So Life. Yeah, I liked how, I mean, that one was also an age gap, but I liked how he gave her space when she grew up. Like, he didn't, like, end up with her, like, as soon as she turned 18. He waited for her to, like, go, like, move on with her life and have her, like, decide if she wanted to continue or try to be with him.
There's also one that I liked that's kind of like Grow Your Own Lover, but I guess not really. Like, Hana to Akuma.
Oh, I know that one.
It's the one where like he picks her up like when she was like a babe.
Yeah.
But I feel like that one's different because he never had the intention to like have her as a lover.
Wasn't he like also a vampire or something?
He's like a vampire, like a demon. So one of them.
He was immortal, right? And then he picked her up.
Yeah. So like that one's a guilty pleasure. Like I understand. It's kind of like if you think too deeply, it's uncomfortable. I'm just a hypocrite now. I enjoy that series, but I think that's just like because it's nostalgic for me. Mm-hmm. But if I read it nowadays, I don't think I would enjoy it as much as I do now.
It's like a hard line. I mean, I don't know. There's like some series where like it's obviously not right. It's not morally right, but I don't know. They just make it cute. And I mean, I think it's important to understand that this will never work in real life.
I think it's very.
But the problem is that it's catered towards young people. So when like obviously they'll think it'll be okay in real life, right? Because they're consuming that kind of media.
That's the problem, though, because you want to. Like, I think people should be allowed to consume media that's like may not be like the most morally correct, minus like certain things that are never going to be correct, but. It's hard because when you show it to young people, they don't really think outside. They're like, "Oh, this looks normal," and then they might try to imitate that.
That's that's a problem. Like, don't end up with your teacher.
Don't end up with your teacher. Don't take advice from manga, like fiction. I don't think it's the greatest way to go about it.
But back to BL.
We try this again. Round 2.
Okay. So what's your favorite BL?
Oh, that's so hard to pick. Honestly. Do you have a favorite? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I think my all-time... I mean, I think I have like a lot more of the webtoon BLs compared to like manga BLs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, like the art's generally like a lot better, like if for webtoon or from webtoon BL compared to like manga BL.
I mean, I just like
I
color.
mean, the like the yaoi hands are like very famous as to be like very disproportionate. uh, but I guess I really want to say, I guess Kingsmaker. I mean, I don't know. There's like a lot of series I just reread a lot, like over and over again. I reread Out of Control, which is on Lehzin a lot of times. I reread At the End of the Road on Lehzin a lot of times.
Oh yeah, I really.
Like, I don't know. Like,
I think At the End of the Road is one of my favorites. But if I had to pick like trashy, like I know it's terrible, but I still enjoy reading it. It would have
which
to.
one?
If I had to pick something trashy and like, I don't recommend it, but like I like it.
Mhm.
It would be like totally captivated.
Oh,
It's-
that one had a lot of non-consensual stuff going on.
I'm not
there.
condoning it, but there were like guilty pleasure moments within the series.
Why is it being remade into a webtoon? I don't like that. Why couldn't they just like keep the manga format?
I think the webtoon was a lot easier to read though, because
Wait, was it a man? Yeah, it's a manhwa, right?
Yeah,
it is.
Like, how often are you gonna actually buy a physical copy and read? Especially BL, like,
No, I'm not.
like I don't really want.
I'm saying like they should have kept it like as separate pages instead of like a long strip.
Oh, I didn't mind the long strip because it's just easier. I like scrolling, like endless scrolling.
I'm just like, like some pages where it's like one entire, like it's 2 pages supposed to be together, but with like a long strip it's kind of hard to like follow.
I guess I don't. I think I read the web.
I think you're just in it for the smut, right? I know.
hey! I said trashy ones that I enjoy. Okay, we can have our own trash.
See, I think I would have like totally captivated a lot more if they just had more consent.
Okay, the consent, and then there's also, I guess this is a spoiler, right? The weird grooming part.
Oh yeah.
Not with the main characters though. Like the grooming of the. I guess is this his father? That was interesting.
Oh my god, I remember that.
I was like, why?
That was so weird. That was such a... I completely forgot about
Dude,
that part.
it was like a curveball at the last like 20 chapters. I was like, what?
If you guys are curious, so Totally Captivated is a Korean manhwa. I say manhwa, not webtoon, because it's not a webtoon. Like a black and white like comic, like that's read from left to right.
There's a webtoon
pages.
edition, I think. I don't remember which site.
And it's like a long... It's on Lehzin, yeah.
Oh, it is? I didn't remember.
Everything is on Lehzin.
I guess so. Yeah, it's on Lehzin as well. Totally Captivated.
But in this series, what did he do? Like, why was he... So the main guy...
I think he was dating someone else.
He's a photographer, right?
No, I don't remember. Was he a photographer? I know he was like a playboy character because then he was like dating someone and then he cheated on one guy and then that guy cheats on like him with like the mafia boss type of deal.
Yeah. So he went to the mafia boss to complain, right?
Oh,
And then
I don't.
the mafia boss is like, fine, you replace him or something like that.
It's something cliche.
Yeah.
It also kind of convoluted.
He assaulted him.
Yeah, of course. This is an old, dated manhwa, just to be clear. Not that, like...
It was ever okay.
It was never okay, but this was also dated. But... Yeah,
People are more okay with non-consensual stuff back in the day.
In BL, especially.
Especially in BL.
I don't know, I kind of enjoyed it. I think it was just, like... guilty pleasure. That's all I gotta say. Toxic relationship, guilty pleasure.
I mean, I read the entire thing. There was something about the story that was interesting.
It was very toxic. I think they were both very toxic.
Yeah.
But
he just stayed for his money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were talking about the dad. So the mafia boss, turns out he was adopted or something. And in order to like continue getting his privileges, he had to sleep like he was adopted by like his dad or whatever. The dad would like pretty much a pedophile and would like
basically groomed him.
Yeah, do stuff with like Yeah, pretty much assaulted him and stuff, like once a month or something.
I feel like that part was never really explored in like how did that affect him in his psyche, because to him it's like, oh, that's normal, he's just my dad.
Yeah, like we do weird stuff together, but it's totally fine.
And I think
he's my dad.
Yeah, there's one part where he's like, it's nothing, it's not the same as like when I do it with you, and I'm like, what? It's just so messed up, so many layers.
And it just were like, it just wasn't explored or explained.
I feel like it was very unnecessary and could have been removed.
I think the author just wanted to be like, make you feel bad for the black-haired guy.
Basically.
I think that's literally why that entire plot situation was. Oh my god, speaking of toxic girly webtoon BLs, do you remember that one Omega one?
You can't say that one Omega one. There's so many. Which one?
It's like he had a kid, he gets up pregnant, and like the baby daddy's like, I'm gonna provide for you, I'll do everything for you, but the mom's like, I mean, who's not really
Same.
The other guy is like, fine, as long as you provide for me, I don't want the kid, I don't want anything to do with you, just take the baby.
Love is an illusion. Okay, that author, no offense, they don't understand consent, okay? Like, at all.
Nope, not at all.
Not at all. Like, the other series that they also wrote was, there was like one scene where like he basically rapes him for like several days. And I'm like, what?
Really?
And then they fall in love. And I'm like, what? So I highly don't really recommend that series.
Nope, not at all. Not even Love is an Illusion. Nope.
No.
But I see the series, like, recommended a lot.
The art is nice. There is some, like, cute scenes. But then, like...
But, like, most of it isn't. Like, they're fighting, like, 99% of the time.
They're, like, yeah, they're always fighting. Like, I don't even think they should be together.
Like, what's it? He did that Omega nodding thing without consent.
Yeah, which is pretty yikes.
To, like, force them to be together.
See, I don't really understand why Omegaverse really exists.
They just wanted male pregnancy, but you know what? I don't get straight Omegaverse.
Like, Omegaverse, basically, my friend once said this, where it's like, you basically, put misogyny about the females. Replace females with, like, the Omega guy. And I'm like, why?
But it's just so confusing. I mean, my favorite is, I think you were the one who said it, like, the Omegaverse lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, if you guys ever get curious, like, I think there's a video on YouTube about this lady who tried to, like, claim Omegaverse as her own and tried copywriting.
So,
it was...
I think she saw the type of thing, like, on, like, from reading Japanese content, and then she was like, I want to make English version. So she did, and she got popular.
But I don't... Omegaverse is even, like... I wouldn't say it's a Japanese concept. It's, like, a collective concept.
Where did it come from?
That exists.
Where did it even come from?
I swear it came from Supernatural.
Really?
I have a feeling. Like, everything, like, that's, like, fanfic-y always comes from Supernatural.
Oh, wow, it came from Star Trek.
Oh, okay, I lied. Even further back. Wow.
Emerged in the late 1960s in fan fiction based on the American television series Star Trek. The 1967 Amok Time introduces the concept of Ponfar, the Vulcan mating cycle wherein Vulcan males must mate or die. Ponfar became a popular plot concept for fanworks in the Star Trek fandom, particularly fan fiction focused on the Kirk / Spock pairing. Wait, so BL pairings have existed for so long.
I mean, they definitely have, because like a shipping culture has always existed. And
yeah, it has, but like I just didn't expect people. How did people share fan fiction in the 60s?
Freaking like pass it around the
You
neighborhood.
know what I mean?
Pass it around the neighborhood, you know? You write it. Typewriter. The photocopy machines exist yet? I don't know. Faxing.
Maybe.
Faxing.
I guess Because they didn't have maybe the radio. Like what?
Right?
Maybe they had.
Can you imagine open up the radio? It's like you're listening to.
Just read it out loud.
You're listening.
Spock X.
Welcome to your weekly.
What's the other dude? What's the other name?
Kirk?
Of the
Was it
guy?
Kirk?
Yeah, Kirk. You're listening to Kirk X Spock. Spock. Spock was touching and caressing.
Okay,
Kirk.
okay, we're not going.
But apparently the origin of the contemporary Omega-verse subgenre, is attributed to supernatural.
See, everything comes from supernatural.
I just want to know, like, how people shared fan fiction in the 60s. Let me look up fan fiction 1960s. And when I did that, I got Wattpad.
Oh, Wattpad is a
fan fiction
is a relic.
A relic of the not so distant past.
I call it a relic now because it's like completely different from what it originally was, because there's a lot of paid content now, from what I know, and it seems very.
Wait, so when did Archive of Our Own become a thing? Has it always been a thing?
It's more recent.
I feel like it's
non-profit.
People were calling it AO3, and I was like, what is this?
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, back then fanfics used to be on like, was it fanfic.net, and then LiveJournal. Those are the two that I know.
Anyways,
back to the BL.
I think like I feel like the most popular BL ever to like ever exist that no matter what fandom you're in, you would know it is Boku no Pico.
I wouldn't count it as BL though. Just because it's like so
out there.
It's so like nasty. It's just child.
Yeah,
it's just
wrong.
porn.
Everything about it is
So I would not count it as BL.
I think that's what people would think of if you say like name a yaoi or name a shonenai.
I think it'd be that one.
To like a random person who's never read any.
I think it'd definitely be that one.
BL.
And then maybe Killing Stalking.
Oh yeah, definitely Killing
I feel like
Stalking.
it made it's like rounds on the internet.
And Banana Fish, that one's really popular.
Banana Fish. Yeah, it is pretty I don't know how popular it is, because I know a lot of people refuse to watch it because it's like quote unquote labeled as like BL. That's gay, you know? Is there any anime that you've watched that's BL?
No. There's not that much anime I've watched in general.
Oh.
Just read manga, my dude.
Oh, I did watch anime. I watched Motown Sushi, the anime.
Oh,
and there's also
right.
Heaven's Official Blessing, now on Netflix. Please watch.
And the novels are coming out, which is so exciting.
Oh yeah, novels coming out in December. Please pre-order too.
Support the author.
Yeah. I actually really enjoy, like, the author's work is very enjoyable, and I think
I haven't read it yet. I think I'm waiting for the officials to come out, and then I'll just force my library to get it.
I should pre-order
borrow
them
it from them,
because I do want to get a physical copy.
They're definitely going to be sold out.
I know, everyone was going feral on Twitter when it was announced that all the authors' books were getting like published.
Do you see how many retweets that got?
Yeah.
I think that's the most retweets Yen Press or whatever. Was it Yen Press, right?
Like
one
was it Yen Press? Or was, like,
I think it was Yen.
Other...
I want to say Yen Press.
It was...
Or was it Seven? No, it was
Seven
Seas. It was Seven Seas.
Everyone was going so feral.
Yeah, I think that's the most retweets they've ever gotten on like an announcement.
Honestly, reading those series, I think that's like the most reading I've done in a long time.
Oh no. But speaking of Chinese BLs are also like really good. Here You Are was really
never
good.
It never misses.
Never misses. Like, I don't know what they're like. Straight romance always sucks.
Yeah.
There's only so many that are like.
But the BL ones always.
I don't know why.
Like.
Yeah, there's Chef's Kiss.
Like,
they're beautiful. The art's always absolutely
The art's
gorgeous.
always like super sparkly and like very polished. There's also one that I enjoyed that's like Chinese. I think it's called Salad Days. The one where it's like the boxer and ballerina.
I don't know this one.
That one's very good. I don't know. I really like mangas where like they're chasing their dreams, okay?
It gives you hope,
hits
you
a
know?
spot, because I don't really have anything I'm chasing, so
Oh,
living
no!
vicariously. Well, okay, it's not that I'm not chasing anything. It's like I don't have as much of a passion for something as like these people do in manga. These characters do. So that's why I like living vicariously through that passion.
Twittering birds never fly. I think that actually got like a live action, right?
Yes, it had a live action movie.
Mhm.
I have not
Did
watched
it have
it yet.
that one? I haven't seen the drama, but the manga is so good. I'm not a huge fan of the art style, but man, I've cried so much because of that series.
I think there's an anime
That's
too, like movie or something. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it though.
It's really I've seen people talk about it on Twitter, but yeah, it's kind of under. I think it's just because like neither of the characters are like really hot.
Yeah, they're not like
so I feel
they're not
yeah,
like the
so I feel like-
standard like BL hot guys, I would
Mhm.
say. They're a bit like beefier, gruffier, I guess is the best
yeah,
term.
they're like normal men.
Like, yeah.
So I think that's why it doesn't really attract like the female audience.
Yeah, it's not like the
'Cause,
pretty
like-
boy look that most people are like.
Oh wow, it's a josei.
Oh, there you go.
When did the anime come out? I'm trying to find it.
I swear it came out already. Like, it's like a movie or
Oh,
OVA.
it came out this year in the Oh yeah, it was just the English streaming was released in September
This year?
this year, like last month.
Dang. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
So it's really recent.
Maybe I have to watch it.
I don't know if it's gonna be like, you know how Way of the House Husband's like a PowerPoint with like with voice acting. I don't know if it's gonna be like that or not because I haven't seen anyone talk about this.
I feel like okay.
Like I
but,
haven't seen
but I
any
don't-
gifs of it at all.
but I don't really follow BL trends. At least, like I don't know anything about what's popping.
I only follow like shoujo people on Twitter, and I mean I've seen the twittering birds never fly like thrown around a lot. Like I've seen people like say this is like their favorite top 10 manga.
I've never heard
Couple of
anyone
times.
say that's their top 10 manga. What is your top 10 manga?
I mean I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a. I mean, twittering birds is definitely like one of my favorite. I don't say favorites, but I really enjoyed reading it. I don't want to say it's my top 10, but it's really good. I mean, I would rate it pretty high. Like if I was rating it out of 10, I'd give it like a solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10.
I think it has a very solid like story and character
Mhm.
development and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more like nitty gritty mafia, yakuza,
Mhm.
more so than like the
Mhm.
typical.
And you just. Mhm. It's kind of similar to Banana Fish.
Yeah, it actually is very similar, but I think it has a lot more romance in Twinning of Birds. Because in Banana
Mhm.
Fish, I think.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I mean, because
so-
like in Banana Fish, it's like more like, yes, there's the BL element, but it's not the main focus.
Mhm. It's like other stuff going on.
There's a lot going on in Banana Fish.
Mm-hmm. But you have like that tragic yearning between the two main characters, and you see that with Twittering Birds Never Fly.
Yeah.
You're just cheering on for like the main dude. You just want his happiness. And I don't know if it's gonna happen. I swear to God, if this mangaka kills off one of the characters, I will be sad. But I wouldn't hate that ending.
Unless they both die.
Oh, that'll be so perfect, tragic, angsty yearning.
I wouldn't be mad as long as it's together. You know?
Mm-hmm. Any other manga you want or webtoon you want to recommend?
My recommending. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on Lehzin, I must say.
Lehzin, truly, like, please pay your authors more.
Yeah. Please.
I don't know. Yeah, instead of wasting your money on another website, they should have spent it on just paying their webtoon artists more, honestly.
Yeah, they could just pay their webtoon artists more, especially like. Actually, no, not especially, but like, yeah, definitely. Instead of the Lehzin mail? What was it called?
For men, I don't know.
Legend.
Oh no, Lehzin X.
Why is there one for men and why is there an X? Everything they
I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to
it says everything a guy ever wanted is there. It's
right. It's
so it's gonna be a full of like very ecchi,
like shonen-y, like
ecchi
hentai.
There was really no point in this extra thing. They could have just done like.
Since now they're gonna be managing 2.
And I feel like
websites.
Legend, at least in the English side, is more known for like BL more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh my god, what happened to that one like vampire BL webtoon artist? The one who like doxed someone?
I don't think it's vampires, but
it wasn't a vampire
BDSM.
one?
Yeah,
you know
yeah. There was like
about,
one where
right?
they got really angry that people were like translating like
pirating her
fan
work.
translation. But like the thing is, it was never.
No, I don't even think it was fan translation. I think it was literally
just
like,
uploading,
copying from Lehzin and putting it on like Batoda or something.
Like one of those like pirating sites, and then they got really angry and they wanted to dox like this person who uploaded one chapter.
I don't know how they even found out that person, but they posted their address or something on Twitter, and it got.
I don't know if they posted.
Mad.
I know they posted their face, like, because they like stalked them.
No. I think they posted the address or something.
It was just kind of crazy. I was like, I understand like the anger of having someone pirate your work, but doxing someone's a whole different thing.
Is it even illegal in Korea? Like, did she have were there any legal repercussions?
Trying to dox someone? I know it's clearly illegal in the States.
Yeah. I don't know about anywhere overseas.
I don't know how the overseas like law works for doxing.
And doxing somebody who's not even in the same country as you, like, how would that even work?
Yeah, but that's like a whole...
You need the international court involved.
Why are you laughing?
It's so funny. Like,
okay,
you
but
imagine, it's sad and funny. It's like one of those, like, what the heck situations.
The author was like, I understand their anger, but then, like, I feel like they're kind of rabid, like, on Twitter. That's, like, the best description.
Oh, yeah, she is. Remember when Lehzin, like, was having, like, a meltdown on Twitter? Like, whoever, like, the social media person is?
They had a meltdown?
Like, you know how they were, like, angry tweeting?
Oh, about pirating or something?
Yeah, about piracy.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Right. Oh my god. So if nobody saw what Lehzin did, but Lehzin's PR person on Twitter was just tweeting, like, what were they even tweeting? But they were tweeting her very unprofessionally about how piracy's bad, and...
It's like they hired the author who tried doxing to be their PR person. They're like the same. Like there's like a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. And I think trying to dox someone and going.
Mm-hmm.
I think the person who was like the author who tried doxing was also like racist. Like
I wouldn't be surprised.
They said some racist stuff about like I forgot what minority group, but just know it was pretty.
My
racist.
favorite. It's like I'm not racist. This is. And then they try to explain why they're not racist, but they just end up digging themselves into a deeper hole. And they're like, it's just a mistranslation. How dare you Google Translate what I wrote?
Yeah, that author went a little rabid.
Mm-hmm.
Any other remarks about BL?
Any favorite mangakas, like BL mangakas you might have? There's like this one mangaka that like draws a penis into a banana, and that's like her signature.
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, what?
But she's like a very famous BL like yaoi mangaka.
Dude, I love when authors just kind of like mess around like that.
Like have a signature.
That's on brand. Anyways, thank you guys for listening.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode about not BL, but not really BL. Just a variety of things related to BL.
Like off the record BL edition, but not really.
If you want to read something, I recommend Itoshi no Nekoke. That one's really cute. The art style is kind of unique too, which I really liked. What would you recommend as a last word, Miso?
I would recommend. Let me think. Unintentional lover, unintentional something. Lehzin. It's a very cute story, very wholesome, has consent, everything you want, all in one. And the spice starts in the extras, so you can stop if you don't want to read the spice. I think there's like a PG series. It's called I think it's called Unintentional Love Story. I'm so good at titles, I know. It's on Lehzin.
Just go on Lehzin for or Lehzin, however it's pronounced, if you want BL, because they have really good BL. Just go on it. Just look at whatever's popular. They're always pretty good. Usually. Art's amazing. Usually, yeah. The authors might be a little sketchy here and there, might be a little racist,
it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right. Leave us a comment about what BLs do you guys like reading, or what would you like, if you would like Suma and I to talk random crap again.
Anyways, thank you for listening. We hope please find us on all our socials. Go to shoujoverse.card.co for our website. You can also leave suggestions. There's an option on the site to leave us suggestions or comments if you want to leave us a comment. We're excited to be posting again. We'll be seeing you, or you'll be hearing from us every week on Mondays. And see you next week. Bye!
Bye!
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Into the Shoujo-Verse. Check out our social media. We're on Twitter at the Shoujo-Verse, YouTube and Instagram at Shoujo-Verse, and TikTok at Into the Shoujo-Verse. Thank you so much.